Good afternoon, Vallejo. You are watching VCAT, your hometown television station. This is Community Forum, and I'm your host, Maria Bitagon. You can see our show at Channel 27 at Comcast or Channel 99 at AT&T Uverse. We are shown on Thursdays and Sundays at 6:30 p.m. I want to welcome all of you, but most importantly, I want to welcome my guest today from the Vallejo Admirals baseball team, and I'm going to ask him to actually introduce himself. It's a self-introduction so that you won't miss anything.
Exactly. Well, I'd be happy to introduce myself to your viewer. Hi, my name is Chris Owens. I am a man of countless titles with the Vallejo Admirals professional baseball team. Today, I am the official pajama tester of the organization. So a little bit about me. I grew up in Benicia, California, found Vallejo beautifully just as long as I've known it, and had a career, started out of Sonoma State University after transferring from Solano Community, in radio. I worked for Cumulus Media. I still work as a fill-in, but where my heart ended up finding itself was here in Vallejo, working for your hometown professional baseball team, the Vallejo Admirals. And since I've joined that organization, yes, I wear pajamas as part of my occupation, including this amazing sleep cap. And I work...
This is so funny. Okay.
You are so sweet, and thank you so much for having me on. But I do a countless number of jobs within the team, but mostly what I do is I'm a sales manager, and I work with promoting local businesses and educating our guests on what's out there in Vallejo. Our jobs are very similar, I notice.
So thank you very much for that magnificent introduction. It's very you.
Over-the-top behavior. My
That's so
girlfriend, when I got here,
Yeah.
I was running, it's like when you have a toddler with you, it's like running through quicksand. And I got out of the car to, bring my daughter over to my girlfriend's car, and she said, "Are you really going to wear that to the interview?"
So she does not realize that this thing is for real. Okay. So what do you do with the Admirals? Could you please tell us the promotions that you do, the public relations that you do, and all the contacts that you do for the Admirals?
Sure. I'd be happy to. No, during the season, we have as many nonprofit groups come out. Our job, what we hold most dear as Vallejo Admirals, is featuring everything that is the best of this community. If you start with a national anthem done by T.J. Starr, that's how it starts. The first pitch ceremony is, of course, our mayor, Bob Sampayan. And before that, we have performances by countless groups in town, whether it's dance groups. I know we're going to have Folklorico this year perform for us for Hispanic Heritage Day.
Yes.
We've had North Bay Athletic Association Gymnastics. We've had Heather the Heat Hadley. And she's a young racer. Mm-hmm. She's 17 years old, and she's racing, I believe they're dwarf cars. They're almost like miniature versions of a classic, like 1920s, Model T.
Model T.
But going back to what we do, that's our credo. We showcase everything that's great about a community, and on top of that, and even in the off season, if there's ways we can help, like I know right now we're having conversations with Vallejo Little League and helping them put up their signs and really promoting themselves and getting sponsors because we have such similar tracks, and it's just so great to be a part of that, and at the same time showcasing those businesses where it's a family run operation, and it's always been so much more meaningful.
Great.
And that's my biggest reasons for doing what I do.
Yes, great. For the viewers who does not know, who are unaware, tell them all about the history of the Vallejo Admirals.
Tell them right there?
Yes.
All right. So for you, the viewer, who's never heard of the Vallejo Admirals, we are a professional baseball team, independent single A level talent in Vallejo. we were the founding members of the league with another team from San Rafael called the Pacifics. And so that was in 2013. In 14, we created 2 new teams, one being the Pittsburgh Metal, which are now the Pittsburgh Diamonds, and the Sonoma Stompers. And in 18, we introduced 2 new teams to the league, which is the Napa Silverados and the Martinez Clippers, both with just wonderful ties to their names, with the Clippers being named after the great Joe DiMaggio, the Yankee Clipper, and of course the Silverado Trail with that heritage in the Napa Silverados. It's really a growing league, and we're always on the lookout for the next team. And one, for the viewer who's watching in Vacaville, I would love nothing more than to revive the Vacaville Steelheads and include them in our league, and maybe another town if they have a baseball field with limited accessibility. We'd love to add them on, and we're already looking for 7 and 8. It's exciting times right now in the Pacific Association.
Okay, about the Pacific Association, looking for new teams, could you please tell us a little bit more about that?
Sure.
Yeah, please do.
So you have to have limited accessibility to a ballpark.
Okay.
And I'll tell you, finding the baseball players, it's funny. On my phone, my mobile phone, I don't even know how they got the number, but if someone hears that there's a professional baseball team, they will call you.
That's true.
And they are all looking for somewhere to play. And for a community, it takes an organization and its members just the utmost. It's a 24/7, 365-day-a-year job.
That is
where you're constantly a representation of the brand.
Okay. Where do the Admirals play their home games?
So, for the Vallejo viewer out there, and many baseball fans, Vallejo has the record of the most professional baseball players per capita in a city. If you watch the Wilson Park Chronicles, it'll let you know. But basically, Wilson Park is at the corner of Solano Avenue and Curtola Parkway. It's right across from our friends at Faith Food Fridays.
Okay, so could you please also tell our people out there, because I'm very excited to get all this news out so that you can do your thing. So where can we find the Admirals?
Well, obviously Wilson Park, if opening day, it either ends up being May 31st or the Saturday after that will be our home game. Or I think the 31st is a Thursday this year. Or, of course, on OzCat Radio, which they broadcast a number of our games. We also have our own Mixlr account. And if you pay attention to our Facebook page during games, we like to do Facebook Live videos of our young contestants. So I said in another job that I'm the on-field entertainer. So we have the kids come out on the field. They do sack races. They do a dance-off for a gift card.
Oh.
To win. We like to give away prizes for our local businesses.
That's great.
And it's just fantastic to be able to get them out there and have the kids. Summertime, I was always playing outside. Nowadays, it looks like we're in a society where kids are always on their phones or on their screens. And
yes.
The fact that we're able to give them a place where they actually end up on screen on our Facebook Live. And then we do some highlights during the game when players make a good hit, and we do that with the help of your neighbors over here, our Jesse Bethel Multimedia Academy.
Great. So I'm now going to ask you about yourself. How did you find yourself working for the Admirals, and also continuously talk about some features the Admirals have going on this summer?
Sure. So the way I got involved with the Admirals was I was on air with the Lamont and Tonelli show on 107.7 The Bone for 2 years, and times had gotten slow at the radio station. I had a variety of gigs. I was a board operator, similar to what the great Ken is doing back there. It is Ken, right? I thought so. Good. He was raising his arms in jubilation. Gotta get a camera on him. That's what I'm talking about. But times had gotten slow at the radio station, so I said, hey, I'm going to do a little bit of getting practice more, which I know people with TV aspirations can definitely get that kind of practice here as well.
Yes.
So I had gotten practice, and I got on a sports talk show called the Fitz Blitz, and he said, "Oh yeah, I'm the media director for the Vallejo Admirals pro baseball team, the pro baseball team of Vallejo." And I looked at him, and this was 2015, and said, "There's a pro baseball team of Vallejo?" And that was really how the love affair started. And suddenly I found myself working for the Vallejo Admirals more and the radio station less, and I still love listening to my friends at those radio stations that were, KGO, 107.7, KFOG, KGO, KSFO. So to be able to keep up with all those folks, it keeps one leg local and one leg regional.
That's great. So could you also talk a little bit about the owner, the Admirals, Vallejo Admirals?
Yes, the owner of the Vallejo Admirals is Kevin Riley. He's actually a real estate broker and landlord in town. And he originally, the Admirals had, very interesting history from 2013 to 2015. And at the time, Kevin was representing buyer and seller on where our office currently is at 444 Georgia Street.
Yes.
And he told them if they ever needed a sponsor for the team that he'd be happy to work with them on helping, because it's just such a good asset for the community. And they came back and said, "Well, how would you like to be a co-owner of the team?" So he ended up co-owning the team after signing his own lease agreement, so to speak.
That is so neat.
What Kevin has brought, Kevin is selfless in what he's doing for this community and the work that's put into this, because a pro baseball team is a very complicated organism. You think, oh yeah, it's a baseball team. No, it's a media company, which we promote our sponsors. It is a hospitality company. So if we said, hey, we're going to have the VCAT TV party at Wilson Park, then it's okay, how many hot dogs for you, how many burgers, vegetarians, and Kevin's a vegetarian too, so there are vegetarian and vegan options. And it's a foreign exchange student group, because we have players that we host when they come here. They come from all over the world. To be candid, as an American, and I'm criminalizing myself saying this, but I did not know where Curacao was until 2016.
Really?
And I've met so many players that have come from all over the world to play for us, and it's just such a family organization. And then, of course, it's a fast food company with concessions to feed those fans that want to come in and eat a hot dog or burger or have a Pepsi or beer.
I'll remember that. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm very interested in knowing, how is the team looking for next year, and could you also follow up with, were there any stars from this last season?
Sure.
Okay.
So I'll start with the stars question.
Yeah.
We were very blessed this season to have an array of our players winning awards. So in the Pacific Association, we have the Gilded Glove Award, and that's for defensive achievement on the field, making good catches, diving plays. And our third baseman that we had, Chris Fornacci, is an acrobat at those bases. When he arrived on the team in 2017, balls would go into the outfield, and this was a quote from Kevin himself, was double started turning into double plays. So he won the third baseman of the award. This was his second year in a row that he's won this award now. Vlad Gomez, who every kid knows from his at-bats, when he comes up to bat, he'll pick up dirt off the ground and he'll clap. And even when he's at other ballparks, the opposing crowd will clap with him while he is doing his warm-up. And then, of course, Brandon Fisher, he was our second baseman for most of the season. He was a rookie, and he was just lights out. Maybe he was working out with Fornacci. And even David Kiriakos, our shortstop, has just been solid defensive players in the league. But to have three, we basically had a third of the defensive field. Those were 3 Admirals out of 9 players. And there were so many runner-ups in other parts of just how many stars we have. But the challenge for us when it comes to how they're looking this year, in independent baseball, it's, players will start to meet with affiliated clubs or try to get on with an affiliated club or a higher independent league. example like the Frontier League or the Atlantic League. And then once our spring training starts in the 2nd of May, that's when it's shortly after the Major League Draft, guys will start, saying, hey, Maria, I'm a great second baseman, and I'm picking Maria up from the airport. Hey, Maria, what position do you play? Second base. Oh, so it looks like I am picking up my replacement from the airport. So it's just such a shuffle of guys. We never know who we're going to have. But our main goal for our players is to move them on to that next level, to get them to say, hey, we're going to move up. I had a pitcher from 2016 named Keita De La Cruz who made it into the Angels organization. I believe he's still there. Darian Sanford, who had the record, he stole 99 bases in 78 games. Stole 99 bases. The other team basically said, you know what, I'm just going to let him steal second. It's like giving him a free pass. And he ended up playing in the Nationals organization. And then, of course, Nathan Tomaszewski, who was before my time, I believe he made it up to AAA. I want to say it was either the White Sox or the Twins.
Who is your highly respected manager?
Our highly respected manager, we can get a zoom in on the camera here. That is P.J. Phillips, which was Juan Gomez, our general manager, and our merchandiser, to say, hey, for season ticket holders, we'll give them pajamas as a reward of being a season ticket holder as a gift for
Christmas.
That's
what the pajamas is all about.
And he said, you got to get PJ's autograph on it, because then we can call him PJ's.
Okay.
So these things have been a hit, and now the sleep cap, I had to really work him over to get it done, but I think if you ask him nicely, being on Juan's nice list, he's kind of like Santa Claus.
Okay.
Even though I'm on the nice list, I don't know how I pulled it off. He'll probably make you one, and Tabitha did such a good job just putting this together too.
Yeah.
I think it makes great aesthetics in the broadcast.
So, for the first time, I am so very proud to have a guest in his pajama outfit.
We are making history today.
That's right.
Never would I have thought. I've gone to countless interviews, appointments. I've showed up at business appointments wearing this thing.
Okay.
And you can never get away with it unless it was in the name of the 12 Days of Admirals promotion.
Okay. So, basically, just talking for yourself and expressing yourself vividly and candidly. Why do you work for the Admirals?
I'm nuts.
Okay.
I'm nuts because I remember when I was a teenager, like many of these young students, just minutes away or just a second walk away, that there was never anything to do in our communities. And as soon as I found out about this organization and about so many other organizations and towns of places to go, like the Empress Theater, I made it my goal to educate the masses on that, and that's why I got involved with the team, because we should be able to enjoy things in our own backyard. We shouldn't have to go to San Francisco or Oakland or Sacramento.
Thank you.
Or LA or anything just to have we have so many great things here in our own backyard, including this television station.
Oh, thank you. We really appreciate it.
And so that's what's been my goal. Yeah, I'll be candid, don't get into this if you want to get rich. But I can tell you this, we've done, even just as a league, and this is in every other city, it's the same way. They feel the same dream as us, as our partners in Pittsburgh, Santa Fe, Sonoma, Napa. We all, in Pittsburgh, we all want people to enjoy themselves here, to go be there with their families, an affordable place where you can just be with your friends and family and say, hey, I only have to drive 10 minutes to get home.
That's right.
And I can watch my son or daughter do the national anthem or perform before a game, the same way that the Jazzercise group performs before Warriors games. We love that they do that, but we love that we get all our Vallejo groups out there. It's my goal this season, or at least by the time I'm done with this, that I will have had every single group, nook and cranny, performer backflips, saying, hey, I came and showcased my abilities at an Admirals game.
Yes.
And then there was some baseball going on in the background.
Okay, so I want to thank you for being our guest today, and if we could be of any assistance in promoting the Vallejo Admirals, please do not hesitate to call CP.
Thank you so much.
And Jackie and myself. And so we can always meet in front of the donut shop with your manager.
You can meet in the donut shop. The
In front of the donut shop.
And we'll get him on too.
Yes.
Before this season.
Yes.
I don't know how his interview style is. I've never seen him. But we'll definitely work on getting some of the different guys on. As much as I love always being on, I'll share the wealth of the enjoyment.
And not only that, or you can join them in the interviews, because it always helps when there's the two of you against me.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this, a roundtable discussion, if you get 3 or more of us, it's going to get loud in here. We'll have to really test the limits of the microphones.
Okay. That will be so welcome.
And I almost forgot. We won the championship last year. I know.
Okay.
I know the viewer you've probably been looking and saying, "What is that giant thing on his hand?"
Okay. Yes, why don't you, for once, just talk to the audience, and share with them what is this all about?
This ring was a team that was in almost last place, probably last place at the beginning of that season. They came together. And they ended up winning it all at the very end of the season. On the very last day of the season, they clinched, and they won this championship. And that team, most of those guys will probably be back next year. The 2017 guys. 2018, we got in 3rd place. It was a great season. But I'm so proud to be part of this organization. I almost forgot to even talk about this big bulging thing on my finger, which... It was a great partnership in just making the ring, and we kept it local. So we worked with our friends over at Damaris Jewelers as well.
Yes,
and it came out fabulously.
They are, because
very shiny.
Mr. Damaris's wife is a member of Seroptimist also,
and as is our own Jackie Arnold, who we'll have to get on your show too.
Yes, Jackie Arnold is a very good friend. And also we were both Seroptimists, and now she's president of the Vallejo Chamber of Commerce. Took over, what's his name?
Mark Salvadori.
Mark Salvadori.
I know, I look forward to that ceremony. They always have it's such a cool ceremony. There's like top hats and...
Yes.
Yeah.
So...
For how long the Chamber of Commerce has been in town, they just do such wonderful work for the small businesses as well as we're trying to do.
And they do, and I always interview James Cooper because he's very good. I've developed a great friendship because of the wonderful information that he gives to the public. So...
He's got a good first pitch arm too, I'll say that.
Oh.
He throws a good first pitch. I think we got him on video somewhere.
Okay. So now, for the final moment, could you please talk to all of the people of Vallejo, ask them to support the Admirals, ask them to come to your games, to our games, so that we can enjoy it and so that we can always promote Vallejo.
Thank you. Yes, to you, the citizen of Vallejo. If you come to one, I dare you to come to one Admirals game. You bring your family, you come to one game. That's all that I'll ask as I impart my way out of here. You come to one Admirals game, and I can guarantee you'll come back for more.
Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.